Hey everybody, it's Representative Justin J. Pearson here. Thank you so much for reading People Power Times and being engaged and a part of our movement for justice. Now more than ever, we must remain committed to the fight for the end of gun violence in our communities because this matters. It matters to our it matters to our families, it matters to the people who can speak no more, but whose spirits remain with us. The scripture reads, "And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not." And one of Ocean and I's favorite scriptures of Psalms 27, it ends in this way: "I would have fainted had I not believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living." These days have been quite difficult, and today, the second day of this extraordinary special session, was no different. We continue to see a Republican Party that is more committed to the gun lobbyists and the National Rifle Association, Tennessee Firearms Association, than it is committed to our communities. And we have to do everything within our power to change that. We have to continue to show up and to speak up. And so, for those who have been courageous, who come into the balconies, which have now been segregated between the lobbyists and the media and the people, for those who continue to show up, even though the troopers have been weaponized at the state capitol and the areas that have once been filled with people have been cordoned off, to those of you who continue to pay attention and who continue to stay engaged, thank you. This is difficult work, and it can make our hearts and our bodies weary when Proud Boys stand outside of our offices and outside of our building. There are people with rifles and with guns threatening, being threatening and intimidating, just because we want safety for all of us, including their children and including them. And these instances, they can make us feel powerless. Today, we watched as Representative Jones was berated by the Speaker of the House, who ultimately let us know that he was arbitrarily making decisions about who would be able to speak and who would not. Our democracy is being turned into a mobocracy. And I mean that so intentionally. It is as though a mob rules the state of Tennessee and the General Assembly. It is not being led by people. It is not being led by those who have been impacted. It is being led by a mob mentality that is dangerous for our democracy. And our democracy is deteriorating and it is crumbling. And there are only a few of us who are doing everything that we can to preserve the true ideals and the true vision of what a democracy, a representative democracy should be, which is lifting up our voices and our issues. And we cannot stop, because if we do, they will win. And we can never lose, because we will never quit. We will continue to build this movement, even though signs, literal pieces of paper, have been regulated in our state. So if you come in with a piece of paper that says "protect kids, not guns," you can be kicked out of the General Assembly's committee rooms and out of the galleries on the house when we're on the House floor. Pieces of paper that say "I'm for gun control" or "Am I next" can get you kicked out. But in the same halls, in the same rooms, in those committee rooms, you can have a handgun. We have pieces of paper being more regulated than guns in our state and in our state house and in our state office building. This is the absurdity. This is the stupidity. This is the cowardice that we are dealing with here in this state. And so, what even in this moment can give us hope, we still have legislation that we're hoping to bring forward and advocate for, which we all have on our website. But more than anything, the reality is this is proving to us that we are going to be in this fight for the long haul. It is not just going to be this special session. It is going to be the next session and the session after that and the session after that, for us to remain engaged as we elect new leaders, as we lift up the voices of our communities, as we unfortunately continue to mourn the losses of children and people in our communities who we lose to gun violence because of the inaction of the Tennessee General Assembly. But it is going to be our work and our hearts that do not get weary in well doing. Because if we persist, if we keep giving all that we've got for as long as we've got, in due season, we will reap if we faint not. And so I thank you for being in this movement. I thank you for the work of justice that you have committed to. I am fortunate to be in this movement with you. I encourage you to get rest as you need it. to cry as you need it, to take a break and a pause as you need it. But we wanted to come directly to you to let you know the reality of what we are experiencing here and the need for us to continue to fight on. And I'm fortunate and honored and thankful to God, to the people in District 86 who have allowed me, my family, the opportunity to continue to fight on. God bless you, and I look forward to talking with you again soon. Be well. Bye-bye.